responded to them and said, no, as long as he has taken his oath and he's still a sitting member of the Ghanaian parliament, he cannot be replaced. Another man from Burkina Faso, I'll give you two more before I learn. From Burkina Faso, he fell off with the government. They took him to court and sent him to jail for treason. He was in prison. They wrote ECOWAS Parliament to replace that man. ECOWAS Parliament said until the man is convicted and is taken out of the parliament through a fair process, the man in jail for 3 years or the 4 years, they never replace him. ECOWAS refused. Roland Khan of Liberia, let me bring him home to Liberia. Roland Khan had issue here when he was senator. He went to prison. He was charged for murder. He went to prison. The Senate requested ECOWAS to replace Roland Khan, saying he was in jail. And Liberia, there was one member short of the delegation to replace Roland Khan because he in jail for treason. ECOWAS responded and told them no. Roland Khan came. He went through a court. He was cased. He was free. Everything. He returned to the ECOWAS Parliament. So it was not unique to Liberia. What did I do? I called on the leadership of the majority black. Gentlemen, what was happening in your house? You're a tenant team. We can talk politics. I can have a side, somebody can have a side fan. But outside our jurisdiction, this is how it worked. And I have been part of some of these situations. In the case of Gambia, ECOWAS sent me to Gambia. Just the Speaker King, they sent me to Gambia to tell the Gambians that it was not possible. In the case of Ghana, one of the presidents that were on that delegation was former President George Weah. When he was a member of the ECOWAS Parliament, he went and told it was not possible. I went to Burkina Faso. So it has happened before, gentlemen. Don't do this. We should not wash our dirty clothes outside. Now say, oh, the poor not elected. The poor didn't do that. Fine. ECOWAS rules say, and we read the letter from Funanti Kofa, Speaker Kofa to ECOWAS. The letter to ECOWAS Parliament on my nomination and Tyler and everybody else was signed by Kofa. Funanti Kofa. Not two letters, one letter. In that letter, he said, in accordance with your standing rule and in accordance with your supplementary act and our standing rule. So he said, according to your supplementary act to send people there, and our standing rule, his standing rule in the House is for the Speaker to appoint people and sending these people to ECOWAS Parliament. The standing rule in the House of Senate is for us to be elected. The standing rule in the House of Representatives is for them to be appointed. Besides the Speaker and the Deputy Speaker in the House of Representatives, everybody else is appointed, including the committee that is mentioned in the Constitution. The Committee on Ways, Means, and Finance is that one committee that is in the Constitution and say all counties must be represented. That chairman of that committee is appointed by the Speaker according to the rule. Nobody challenged the rule. So I advise them. I beg you. This one, you all let it go. You all handle the internal thing. We shouldn't go outside. I advise the leadership of the majority. They said no.
Or was it done privately?
Yeah, I mean, these things sometimes you don't go out up to say it, but I can tell you that I advise them. And if they challenge you, I will tell you who I spoke to in the majority at the highest level. Who are those I spoke to? You know the response? They have assured them that if ECOWAS refused, the president will write President Tinubu and tell him to change the people. It's not possible. It's not possible. I told them that. But they had a reliance. So they took the action. Now, when the Speaker was to give the report on Liberia, the Speaker asked me to speak on them as chairman of political affairs, even though in my own country. And I gave her the report leading to them coming to Liberia and then for continue. When I mentioned that part, the whole debate changed. What does it mean? Because normally those kind of don't even count the flow. Jerry reply you and tell you say it's not possible. The debate changed, and you saw the debate. The matter of fact, Senator Muhammad Ali Idoming, the guy that you saw, he was the chief whip in Nigeria Senate. He fell over the government. They took a position for him. They wanted to take my ECOWAS Parliament. He refused. That means he started talking, say, don't even bring it here. He would have been a victim of that. So that's what happens in ECOWAS. I didn't have any special role to play. Look, Julius, I was speaker. I didn't have the majority. Lots of majority. They're moving from there. I challenged it. I went to court. I won my case. I resigned because I didn't have the majority. The house politics is the internal thing, in removing or not removing. But the speakership has to do with the country. If you say nobody will talk about it, oh, that's not your business. Stay out of it. It's not a member. Now they're suspending the members, then they're doing the hear me to put my money inside. But the speaker is a member of the house and the speaker of the house and the presiding officer of the legislature when they will meet in joint session.
Mhm.
So it's a national issue. How they handle it. But when you talk about it, they get vexed. Nobody should talk about it. Every man in the town and what people want, every man should put their tail can between their legs and shut up. Nobody should be objective. Nobody should give a dissenting view. Everybody should stay online, forward, march, and move. It will not happen with some of us. If it's wrong, we say it wrong. If it's right, we say it wrong. Right. This one, I knew what ECOWAS was going to do. And it's a template. I knew what the reply was going to be. I said it here on your air. I said it on other stations. I told the majority black. I told people. They said they were right. Then moreover, you get the deputy minister of information calling a major press conference to deal with me. Somebody was in the minute mind. That's it. I so respond to that one. It did there still. I respond to one deputy minister. Then who? And then me and I don't even sound. He goes and responds to me. So is he the spokesman now for the majority black? We got problem in the legislature. Then you go take the government national platform and you insinuating or pretty much denigrating the senator because he's not in line with you people. And I know his role. I know some of the things that happen, which I will not say. He knows I know. As a matter of fact, the letter leading to invitation for inauguration, I know some of the things that happen. And I told him, I know. So I know where he's coming from. But you take time to look, this government joy will come and will go. When you dare, respect others because you will leave it one day. Just we senator or representative will come and go. So you go on the platform, you pretty much insult somebody in the minute mind, they will do this, they're talking to the president that way. That one will be talking to me like that.
Anyways,
You take trouble in the country.
now let's go to the Senate. A whole lot of things have been happening. First of all, there was this very explosive hearing with the Foreign Affairs Ministry, and a whole lot of things were talked about. The issues of diplomatic passport, the issues of diplomatic relations, scholarship students, Japanese funds, and all those kinds of things. What were your areas of concern?
So there was a couple of things I talk about, and I've been listening to some of the bombardment on Cool FM and Facebook posts that came on and went back down and all the different things, and I just laughed. This job we do, you have to have thick skin, and my power is on the floor of the plenary. The people that are writing, go on the radio. When I deem it fit, I will take the necessary legislative action. But if they're looking for a platform, at my experience, they will not have that platform. So again, let me just go to the issue. So let's say we talk about the passport. Since the American government allegedly, since the Minister of Foreign Affairs, it was not official, allegedly made a statement, there have been a lot of insinuations. Some people say, oh, Joe, we have government sold passports. That's why they're doing it. Some people say the government are not handling foreign relations well. That's why they're doing it. So different issues have come about. So I was engaging the minister. And the picture in my phone, Julius. You got two of your officials on plane in the business class with a thing they're drinking in front of them. They take the Liberian diplomatic passport, they put it down, they take picture of it. That's a diplomatic passport. I talk about that. Then
you mean these two envoys of the president for different categories?
Yeah, and
I took picture of the diplomatic passport.
You want me to send to you? Why you on the air right now? Send
yeah,
to you.
Yeah. Let me send it to our men to put it.
So so I mentioned that to the minister. I said maybe in the future, some of these things you don't need to. We should not treat it like this. You are diplomat. You put your telephone to your ear. You doing the one. You take picture. You put it on the. It's not necessary. Okay. Then we already mentioned it because for me, it's not important. I was talking about before. I was discussing the issues, not the personality. Then Minister Sewa Bar. Have you seen it? I sent it to you.
Yeah.
Okay. Minister Sewa Bar, for example. Sewa Bar is like a little sister to me, a little daughter to me. From Truth FM, ERBC, Omeo Radio, all over the place. I'm on the Committee on Foreign Affairs. I am aware, and she knows that I'm aware, that there have been problems with she and her minister in the ministry. And we're having a okay. Did I insult? Say, well, no. Madam Ba, who is that? Who is the minister? She called the minister name. I've learned that so is happening. I want you to govern yourself. Go to the Foreign Service Institute so we know the chain of command. Is that okay? She said yes. But everybody say I respect women who everybody may be issue here. So it got to get to the stage now where no legislator should do his job, do the job. Again, you do, they tell you how to do it. But some people who tell you how to do your job, even the high election in the household, they can win.
But people think that you could have privately talked about that and not at that hearing necessarily.
Granted, but what was wrong with talking about that at the hearing? What crime did I commit, or what wrongdoing was it? I was in my official capacity. So I said to her, this is so that other officials of not just the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, but other Indian of government will follow suit and say, look, if these things are happening and get to the Senate, this will be how we'll be treated. Fortunately, it was not a male minister. You're going to say, are you talking to one female for me? There are two female ministers, one minister proper and assistant minister. So it's making a big issue. And you know what? I will not respond to this thing, but it ain't worth my time. I got bigger things to do, Julius. I'm not gonna get people platform. You're looking for a platform at my expense. I saw other little boy, he posted something, he took it down. Other one go on whoever, he calls me good there for telling me. So most of the senators came. Yes, I was in session. They were sending. Yes, I was saying they post to the senator and to read it at the there was Snowe. We're laughing and laughing. So colleagues came to me and said, I said, me, I'm not doing it. I will drink the tea when it's cold. I will not get on that platform. Look at a platform and say, oh, was sent for by the Senate. Oh, well, you know, the senior happening with Eugene Fagon. Oh, what they will not get that platform from Snowe. By the appropriate time, they will answer for what they did.
This is what was written. He said, and he posted your picture with 2 stars from Nigeria, flying the same business class. This is Ambassador Muhammad Ba. He's the, I think, envoy on trade investment, whatever it is. Flying the same business class, but this one is the Liberian people taxpayers' money. Not chilling with passport, but 2 concubines in business class. But you are questioning me on business class that I paid my own hard-earned money. Are these 2 ladies your concubines?
Just, you know, it's a joke. So I'm flying. The post is clear. They said it. I'm flying to Gambia. These 2 ladies who took part in Big Brother Niger, so they even been to Liberia. I saw them on the flight, met them, they introduced themselves to me, took a picture, the spelling there, the writing there clearly. He goes on the air and referred to them as my concubine. You want me to say what he's doing? My family knows that I'm a concubine. The public knows that I'm a concubine. He's trying to justify something. He's looking for a platform that he won't get at my expense, Julius. And I decided I would not. He deleted a post, but we'll all get it. Senators got it, we'll all get it. And at the appropriate time, he will answer for it. So if he's using his private money to go on government trip, then thank him for contributing to the government of Liberia. And my trip was in the government trip. I was going on a private trip to the Gambia and it was my own expense. But even if it was government trip, I'm a public figure and people see me and want to take pictures with me and I allow it, they will take pictures of me.
Well, my major concern here is the possibility of these ladies taking legal action, and that would implicate the president.
I think they should.
The president's.
Well, I don't know if it will implicate the president. I think it will implicate the president who wrote it is a responsible person, and he will.
No, but what I mean, what his title will carry is the presidential envoy on trade.
Well, he's been implicated in a lot of other things before. It didn't affect the president, so and he was even appointed as part of those things. So if he does it again, I don't think it will affect the presidency. But Julius, again, I'm not going to waste my time on that. For me coming to your airways to respond to very young people with governmental experience compared to me, I was wasting my time.
Now, let's make progress.
So this lady will handle their own thing. He can do what he wants to do, but they will not get the platform they're looking for at my expense. They forget it.
Now, there are also issues of scholarship students that you raised before.
Yeah. What
is happening with
we have scholarship students in Morocco and other areas. And the Minister of Foreign Affairs, she was very excellent at that hearing. She answered all of our questions satisfactorily. The Minister of Foreign Affairs, rather, answered all of our questions. The Minister of Education will be before us tomorrow. at the Senate to further deliberate on the situation with our foreign students. You know, it's embarrassing for the country when you send your students outside in foreign jurisdiction and then they are either put up for living expense or other fees that should be paid for by the country. It gets embarrassing. But what the minister said, which was very important also, the foreign minister, that some of those students have outspent their time there. You know, the duration of the scholarship, some of them have graduated, some of them have dropped out of school. They're still in those countries under the auspices of Liberian students. Some of them are genuinely there, attending school, but not being funded by the government as per the government's share of the benefits. So those are things we'll be looking at tomorrow with the Minister of Education. And it's an issue that's before the Liberian Senate, and we'll take on that.
What is this issue with vehicles that you spoke about?
So, Julius, we got this policy in government that says no vehicle, no official vehicle, excluding the president, vice president, speaker, chief justice, pro tem, and I think deputy speaker. I'm not sure the five, the deputy speaker, I will check, but I'm sure we cover the deputy speaker. Should use a government vehicle exceeding $45,000. And all of you, including you, Julius J. Let's say you're getting $45,000 for cars. All of you can put your move on. Go to one garage in this country and bring me a pro forma invoice for one Toyota Prado Jeep for $45,000.
Who was using Toyota Prado?
All the cabinet ministers. I specifically mentioned public works because I co-chaired that committee. But all the ministers, there's no minister here, cabinet minister or head of public entities that are using car here for less than $45,000. So that matter is before the Senate being investigated. I won't want to deliberate on it further because a letter is placed on the floor
but you put a challenge out to the Ministry of Public Works.
That proved me wrong. You sent message by somebody today that the car is using it from the old minister. It's still not $45,000. So it was the old minister, new minister. It's still not $45,000. MRA proved me wrong today in the studio that they got a Toyota Prado Jeep that they use in the future capacity for less than 12. I will resign as a senator.
What is the approximate price for that? Because you have been into cars.
I don't get car dealership, but I know enough $45,000.
But I know you know about buying cars.
The jacket you're wearing, I don't know the price for it, but I know it's not less than $1,000. So you can see something, you know the value for it.
Yeah, LD.
Yeah, no, not LD.
That
jacket, of course. That cheap jacket wearing, I can tell.
No,
so you can see. No, you know my late father used to say to me, they say, Albert, the eyes can tell low, but when you know when it's low heavy, I can tell.
No, but this is just 40.
Okay, all right, maybe that jacket product at 30,000. I agree with you.
No, but honestly, addressing these issues, because there is an effort to streamline spending in government so that spending goes towards the issues that will touch the lives of the people. How do we draw the line on these recurrent expenditures and what should be used and all those kinds of things? Because it is always going to come up every administration. What should we be like, giving what the reality is versus what we have and everything else?
Julius, for example, a few months ago, I was on the air and somebody said our salary, even though people think it's 15,000, not 15,000, our salary 8,000, something like that. I won't know the figure offhand, okay? That is too hard. You should cut our salary. I think even less than $8,000. And Senator Dillon raised an issue on the floor of the Senate that we should reduce our salary. And I said, no, I think our salary is too small for the responsibilities that we have. The institutions we handle, the welfare institution, our people, and all of that. Today, that America has cut the USAID programs have been cut. I joined Senator Dillon and said, let's reduce our salary. So changing times, reality. You got to face the reality of time. You can't say because I ate hamburger yesterday for recess, so tomorrow even my parents they can't afford it, I must have the same meal. So today, Judas, somebody will say, oh, you're not serious, you're not consistent. No, it's changing times in reality. So yesterday, when everything seemed okay, when we had USAID program, our budget was funded from domestic revenue, from external revenue, from this and that. Today, we are in difficult times. And if nobody know it today, we should know it, that we are in difficult times, Julius. The healthcare sector is challenged. The educational sector is challenged. That's why even saying Sir Joseph yesterday, we're getting the Japanese rice that you asked about. We're getting the rice to sell to people for $11, 11 something, for them to sell it for $15, $16, $17, whatever they're selling it for. Okay? Sir Joseph said, look, the government spends a lot of money in the school feeding program. Okay? Excuse me, Julius. The government spend a lot of money in the school feeding program. So if you're spending all this money in your school feeding program and you have to go and buy this rice, can government invest in buying this rice? So if you brought the rice in, I didn't say it's less than 100,000 bags, something like 86,000 bags, something they say. I'm not exactly the figures. So if government was used maybe 40,000 bags of rice for this budget year, and 40 for the next budget year, they say rice must be sold in 8 months. Okay, government, go and take a loan or go in the budget. Take this money, buy the rice, and use it for your programs. Okay? So my thing is, Judah, we got to be able to now cut our coats according to our measurements. These are challenging times for us.
Now, baby,
it's not
easy. Before I go to the next issue, why is it difficult for some of you lawmakers to say exactly what your salary is? Like, you're not clear, you're not exact. You
say, what's your salary? What's your salary?
No, I'm the interviewer, not you.
I agree, but I see.
But I'm the interviewer.
So the reason you may not say it sometimes, you also have the Liberian dollar component of your salary, and I've been fair. About that, Julius. So sometimes you do the exchange rate. So you get this money, you get this in Liberian. Now the next point you get this, everybody can attest to that. Okay, I never shy away from my salary, Julius. I know my salary. Total of my salary is under $9,000.
Okay,
I know that. Okay, so I'm not shying away from it. There are senators. If you call somebody that's Senator Dillon, or my friend Senator Vice President Jeremiah who were in the Senate, there are people that know exact figures that go to the point. They send and all that kind of thing. I'm not a figure person. So I don't have to hide my salary. I don't shy from it. It's just the fact that this is what we have. You call any senator now, you call Senator Dillon now, for example, he will tell you the exact point. He's good at those.
So now I'm saying, why don't you know the exact point and Dillon knows it?
So whatever he calls, if he calls in and he say it, I agree with him 100%. Because it depends.
It's not like you don't pay attention to your salary or what? Because salary that's only that can be hard. So how can you can't say
so it's not that I don't pay attention to it. It goes into my account. Every month goes to the bank. If I get the need to use it, I use it. If I don't have the need to use it, it's still there. I get a text message and that's it.
So does it come with different figures, different times?
Maybe so that has never been an issue with me. I mean, I can tell you
now. The Senate, the issue of audit has always been around. It seems it has gone down again. Let me not say when will the legislature be audited. You're from the Senate. When will this Senate here? When will you people be audited?
And I insisted that that was too much, and that if I get to the Senate, I will fight for us to reduce it. When I became senator, then I had the official figure, the gross, with everything put together monthly, came up to $15,325 gross. The net after tax deduction came to $12,000.
Okay.
August 2019, there was a harmonization policy of the government. That harmonization reduced the Senate monthly earnings from 15 in gross to $10,494 gross. After tax deduction, $7,964.
Okay. So that is what it is now.
Correct.
Okay. Thanks so kindly. The man said you know all the figures in your head.
I don't even see 9. So even higher, I will call it higher figure than what you
flow for us to enact our salary.
Yeah, to bring the 5,000. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. He said he now agrees with your proposal because of everything else that is happening in the world.
Senator Snowe has agreed. Senator Sir Joseph made a point yesterday. With 3 now, we get implanted.
Okay.
So we reduce that money.
Okay. Thanks so kindly, Senator Dillon. Good. Okay. So he has.
Julius, I'm happy that he didn't call a figure above what I said. I said not more than 9. Even went to 7. So it's nothing to hide, Julius. Some of us just don't. They don't, maybe they don't our market seller before, I know, but he knows, and he's good at that, to be honest with you. He's very detailed. Don't forget, he was my chief of staff, now my boss in the Senate. Boss, I think, higher ranking than me in the Senate. He's very meticulous when it comes to these kind of things. There are senators, there are people that are gifted with that. Somebody like my friend Zopener. Julius, if you get Zopener your telephone number today, 2 years from now, you ask for a number, he won't go in, he'll call your number to you. So call your date of birth, your date. He's gifted. He will call your date. Like he said August 2019. I don't remember all that kind of thing. I just know that was harmonization. 1 month, 1 year, what will it do to my life? My salary was called.
So that means the harmonization affected you, the senators, to
it did. Definitely, yeah, it did.
Okay.
Definitely.
No, so talking about this audit, this actual audit, this financial audit, whatever this is supposed to happen.
Don't have a problem with the Senate being audited. I want the Senate to be audited. No matter if I said on your show before, I want the Senate to be audited.
And so what is stopping it?
No, I don't think anything should stop it. Now, it's a leadership prepared to write the GSC to come and do it. I think what the leadership taught on this pro time in her wisdom, I can speak for her, was let's do a system audit first. And after the system is put into place, then if you need to do a financial audit, last week we had a very good meeting with the Auditor General. I'm on the Public Accounts Committee, chaired by Senator Amarakon. We had a very good meeting with the Auditor General. And there's nobody shying away from audit. If it's so, then it's not to my knowledge, because I'm one of those that are pushing for audit of not just the Senate, of the legislature.
Okay. Now, I am told that there are some politics tied around it. This whole thing about audit, there are political undertones that it is possible some of you senators may not really want it to happen. It could expose a whole lot of things.
Curious. This is not my first time having this conversation with you. I've had this conversation in this very seat, in this very studio, that I want the legislature, the Senate, to be audited. When the preliminary report from CBL came about, in your studio, and I told you I'm one of those that want the Senate to be audited. Matter of fact, when the Auditor General made a preliminary briefing to us one time in the Senate, I was one of those senators that asked for us to be audited, and I stand by it today. So there's nothing in there that I have to have from anybody. I want us to be audited, and we should be.
Now, before we go to the lines, I want more interactions with you.
Please.
Your friend, the vice president, made some claims recently. Talking about former president. We all of you are friends, have been friends, common citizens, and all those kinds of things. Where do you stand on those kinds of statements?
I heard a voice of a different person. So for many years now, from Cottington to becoming a member of the House of Representatives, to us going to the Senate together, to us being on same committees together, working together in both political life, private life, a very good friend, someone I respect a lot. I heard a different tune. And I have yet to ask the vice president which context did he speak. Because I will be shocked if the vice president would believe that a former president is a common citizen in any country, not just in Liberia. Now, if you say a convoy is coming and the former president should stop, well, protocol-wise, you are the next in line. Okay? So, with other respect, I think any former president will know that if a convoy is coming, they will give way.
No, it was his definition for him being common citizen that if my convoy is coming, he will pack. So
I was shocked that the vice president referred to the former president as common citizen, and I don't think the former president in any country is referred to as common citizen. Now, in the advanced country, former presidents get national security briefings. They might not be classified, but they get national security briefings. They are entitled to state security. They are entitled to retirement benefit. They are entitled to other benefits from the state. So, you, Julius J., when you go out of the studio now, you get in your car, you drive yourself. I don't know if you get driver or security.
No, I don't.
So, I don't know if common citizens will have driver and security assigned to them. So, the context in which he spoke, I have yet to understand it. But I disagree with him that the former president, President Weah, or President Sirleaf, or any former president of this country is not a common citizen.
Finally, ArcelorMittal, B Mountain, these big concessions, every year they are taking away hundreds of millions in resources. And I was on the first segment, I was asking the question, you leaders, and all of us, but you particularly, the leaders, do you consider sometimes, for example, if B Mountain left now, what would be there to show in Cape Mount? What would be there to show in Nimba?
You know,
CTN MedTech, heavily criticized and all of that. A new government comes that said they will scrap it on day one, and it still continues. What's going on? What are you leaders thinking about these things?
So, you know what we say in that case, just looking at my phone to get a reference on it. But before I go there, we say the more things change, the more things remain the same. So let me start here. The government came and said, CTN, Meta is going to change it. I'm an opposition, and I'm proud to be one. But I will publicly commend the government for at least reviewing the CTN contract. What we heard, what we have seen, if we review the CTN contract, government now is getting a little more than what she got before. Getting more, I think 40% than what she was getting before. They reduced the fees, all that. Commendable. Hats off to Double Jala, hats off to Augustine Gafuan. Brilliant work. I saw the picture with the lady, I think she's from CTN or something like that. We commend them. Can we brave the same storm with Metex? Metex D is just, it's cancer. It's on life support. It's just sucking off Liberia. Just ripping off the country. Can we say the same about them? I doubt we can say the same. Can we say the same about B Mountain? No, we cannot say the same. Why we cannot say the same? For example, that's what I was looking for. Yesterday, I had a hearing in the Senate. B Mountain is the only company in this country that not paying money for road fund. Road fund. They get the biggest petroleum tankers in this country between Cape Mount and Monserrato. They test it out and put in the market women and they paying when they buy the gasoline. Road fund is built into it. B Mountain is not paying that money. Why? It's just a bad deal. Now somebody will say you voted for it. That's true. Okay, whether I was in the country or not in the country, we'll put all together and say you voted for it. Can it be reviewed? The same guts that the government had to review the CTN contract, we all criticize. I was one of those that oppose CTN contract in this country. Today, the government have reviewed the CTN contract. They've given the government more share of that of the revenue compared to what it did before. Excellent deal. And somebody will say, you never praise the government. I will praise the government on this one. What they did with CTN.
I have business people here. They say it was supposed to be canceled.
No, and that's why I wanted to talk about. I like references. So I chair the Political Affairs, Peace and Security Committee in our region. CTN, Global Tracking or CTN, Continuum Tracking Notes, is in every country, even Ghana, Sierra Leone, Gambia, Burkina Faso, Togo, it's everywhere. It's required by IMO. So it's a requirement. In the case of Liberia, the claims were, and maybe we didn't know much about it, the fees were too much. And government royalty was little or nothing. I think CTN are paying that $300,000 a year to the government, the whole year. Now, government braved the storm and said, we need to renegotiate this deal. By renegotiating the deal, it gives government that flower. And we want government to have the executive to have the same boss. So the legislature council and did a recommendation. It's here. Did a recommendation to the executive to review CTN and METEX. The executive has reviewed CTN and got a good deal from CTN. Can the executive now muster the same support to review METEX?
Others were concerned about.
Beside that, the two people, 1 minute.
Liberian participation
The
in
two
CTN
people,
too.
they took very good. Was it in the original contract? No, but going forward, we need to discuss Liberian participation. All of the contracts in this country, we need to discuss Liberian participation. You won't go to Ghana and cross the deal with all Ghanaian participation. We need to encourage it in Liberia. We need to encourage it. Today, METEX, you get METEX Dubai, you get METEX Liberia / METEX Ghana. Another group in the executive mansion bringing in a third group to come to the same METEX team because they want to eat. I'll tell you it now. Okay, so it's floating in the Supreme Court, it's floating in the mansion, it's floating in the capital, but no here, no table. In the meantime, METEX sucking out of this country. Sucking out of this country. Am I blaming this government for it? No. I even blame my friend government because that's when he got here. So I'm not blaming this government, but I want this government because those were the things that you campaign on. Those were the things said, President, we are doing wrong. CTN, METEX, B Mountain, Meter Steel, Western Cluster. All that things you say were wrong. You're going 2 years now. You're in the second year. Nothing has changed. Except the CTN. Maybe the faces are there. You're not as strong. So you're not taking your own from CTN, which is good. And I commend the government. Can we do the same with METEX? Can we do the same with B Mountain? B Mountain bring in their own water. They get their own cement factory and they're not buying cement from here. They bring in their own tomatoes. They bring in their own tire. They get their own dryer they bring in. And we've raised the issue. So somebody shouldn't call in the air and say, why you're doing about it? We've done it. But the Senate don't have enforcement power. We can make the noise. We can pass legislation. Now it goes to the executive to have the willpower to do what is right. If the executive is not doing it, what do we do?
His name is Edwin Snowe, Senator, Bombing County, a whole range of issues we've talked about. 777-700-995, 555-995-995, the numbers to call. Welcome. Let's hear you.
Thank you. Good evening, Joel. Yeah, thanks so kindly. My name is Michael Gotomo, and I join you this evening from my district 14 resident. I'm a son of Bombing County, and then I listen to Senator Snowe, who here for my country. But I have a message for Senator Snowe. 2029, Senator Snowe. Yeah. When you go back to the people of Bombing County to seek election, what are your plans towards the young people of Bombing County at this time?
Okay, thanks so kindly. He will answer. I just wanted to know where 2029 you already talking about it now. But let's Kalasco Damaro, welcome. Let's hear you.
Thank you. And Imam, salam alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
Well, it's good to hear you on the radio and providing some clarity on issues that are unfolding. And, Julius, what I want to say is, I have traveled with Senator Snowe.
Go ahead.
Parts of the world. I have traveled with Senator Snowe in parts of the world, specifically in Nigeria, Ghana, and other places. I see the level of respect that is accorded the senator. So anybody that will come and caution what he brings to the table and not listening to him on some of the things that are affecting the current legislature, I mean, you don't know what you are doing. I just like to say, Senator, I just call to say thank you ever so much for everything you continue to do as a representation of our country.
Okay.
But one main concern I'm having, Senator, I've seen not only from yesterday, I've seen on many occasions cabinet ministers, being very, very vocal with regards to some of the things spewed at the legislature. the senators,
someone knock you off, Carrasco. Sorry. Welcome. Let's hear you, Mo Ali.
Yeah, Carrasco, my friend, so I had to knock him on.
Go ahead. Let's hear you.
Senator Snow, I hope you're doing good. I've been following the discussions. I got two serious concerns.
The man said he got water to you.
Yeah, we'll carry water there. Senator, my first concern, you are a member of the government. You are one of the giant of the legislature since 2006. Senator, this B Mountain thing is in my county. It's in you and me, our county. They are reaping millions of dollars every year. Now, let's assume the executive is not taking action yet, and I don't want to go back for who voted for, who they didn't vote for. We all got our part to play. Currently, now we have observed the citizens all know that the Green Mountain deal is a very terrible deal that even you yourself have stated. Senator, what are you doing as a senator or doyen of the legislature to rally your colleagues to review the deal and make a definite recommendation to the executive, or even interact with your colleagues in the House of Representatives to say, let's reverse this deal because it doesn't serve the Nigerian people well. What other options do you have to put pressure on the executive also to reverse or to review the method deal? Those are just my two questions.
Okay, thanks. So kindly, let's take the spokesman of the Public Works Ministry. Welcome, Ben Myers.
Yeah, good evening, Julius. Good evening, Senator, and to your listening audience. It's an honor to be on your show this evening. I listened to the senator specifically mentioning something about the Ministry of Public Works, and that interests me the most. So I called to provide some basic clarifications. I admire the senator's courage to call government ministers to order who have decided to purchase cars beyond the stipulated amount in the travel ordinance that he referenced. I hope you could firstly tell us which one of the ordinances he's referencing or which one of the specific documents he's referencing. If it is the previous one, it has been changed. And if it is the current one, then I can say to him that the vehicle he is referencing about the minister, Toyota Prado, was bought in 2022 under the Southeastern Corridor Road Access Management Project Lot 1. That vehicle was bought as part of support to civil works to that particular project in 2022. And that vehicle was supporting the work, was used for monitoring and supervision. And at a certain point in time, it was officially turned over to the previous minister for use by the minister.
Okay.
And the minister began using it in 2022, late 2022, 2023, thereabout, up to the town minister getting took over and inherited the vehicle.
Oh, so it is the same vehicle he's still using.
Yeah, since the minister took over, he has not purchased a new car.
Okay.
And he's still using that very old car.
Thanks.
So
My man, that car is not very old. Just say that very car, but you can say very old. That car not old.
Look, driving car on the rocky road. So now.
No, thanks, man. Anything we can have here next week. Let me read few messages and take few calls. This person says, James South says the one I use, Sika Motor sells the regular Prado for 43K for diesel manual gear and 45K for gasoline automatic gear. There are some with more comfortable that are sold for 55K, 65K, and up to 120K as the one bought by the World Bank for NAFA. The one I used was bought for 43K, excluding duty is 37K. That's what we paid. I think this is James Double South. Welcome. Let's hear you quickly.
Good evening, Julius.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Julius, for having me on your platform. Let me see. Good evening to your studio guests in Brent following your show. I am CRC Emmanuel and Super Junior of the Interlegal Club, District number 14. Well, Julius, firstly, I want to speak on this issue about MedTech and CTMS. This government, while they were in opposition, this government criticized and spoke vehemently about the kind of some conception that the third president, former president, government, brought into agreement. Now, it surprised me and makes me, ourselves flabbergasted yesterday when you have some business people in your studio and they were raising issues about CTMS or MedTech, along with MedTech. But then we saw a deputy, the public relations officer from the post trying to defend this government that the government cannot just come about and ratify agreement. Why they were in opposition? They didn't see that.
Okay, thanks so kindly. The person was your job, but welcome. Let's hear you quickly.
Thank you, Julius. My name is Musa Cohen, and I call you from Lower Magibi County, Dwazo community. Let me tell you before I go. Afternoon, how are you?
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead. He's listening.
Thank you. I just want to call to appreciate Senator Snowe. In my mind, honestly, I believe strongly that he is extremely one of our best lawmakers in the House, and he just performing for me to the best of his ability, and I admire his representation. He has represented Liberia very well. Liberia can be proud of him in the ECOWAS Parliament. I think he's one of those persons that have cut across the region, and I think Liberia need, in all fairness, to give Senator Snowe flower. You may not know that because maybe we are in Liberia, but if you had the opportunity to travel out of Liberia and speak to some of the opportunity we have to speak to people in the sub-region, Senator Snowe is one of those persons that is highly respected at that level, and I just want to say thank you. Let me give you a flower before you.
Okay, thanks so kind. Let me give this one for 30 seconds. Welcome quickly.
Good evening, Julius.
Yes, quickly. Let's hear you. What's your name?
Yes, so this is funny. I call from Monrovia, and good evening to Senator Snowe. Just quick issue, Julius. I was quite astonished when when the senator said that he cannot remember his salary. That's his personal salary, he cannot remember. But he's charged with the responsibility to make national decisions. And regarding the audit of the legislature, we've had Senator Snowe for representative 2006 up to 2025 with his level of influence. The legislature had not been audited. Does it concern him?
Okay.
Can he assure the Liberian people that before the end of this year, this city of the legislature, that through his influence, he will ensure that the legislature is audited? Thank you.
Thanks so kindly. We'll go back to him now.
Let me start with the last caller. Again, it's unfortunate, but maybe if I were getting the money in my hand every month, I would be ordering more. It goes in an account, and that's it. Unfortunately, I did not honor state. So the amount I call was even higher than what Senator Dillon said was our actual salary. So there was nothing there to hide. The legislature, most people think that, oh yeah, you are influential, so you make the decision. In the Constitution, there's only one person in this country that got executive power, is the president. He alone can make any decision in the executive. In a court, Supreme Court, you need 3 out of 5 justices to make a decision. In the Senate, you need 16, at most 16 out of 30 to make a decision. All right? So nobody should say, why you haven't done this? Is that what I want? Yes. Can I do it alone? No. Ain't what they don't and say, I want to reduce salary. I got Senator Sajid, now Senator Snowe getting plenty. So he's looking for numbers. In as much as he has had his advocacy over the years, he's still looking for numbers. Let me go to my friend Mo Ali. And as you said, I've said on your show a lot of times, he's one of the public officials that I would give credit to in this government. Mo, you're right. We need to look at that contract. Yesterday, for example, I was minding that at LPRC before. LPRC has 2 tank farms. Got a mobile tank farm and a Texaco tank farm. The mobile tank farm, the one that behind the old Total office there. So B Mountain comes in, get a contract, demobilize, demolish the whole tank farm, build 3 tanks. Out of the 3 tanks, only 2 working right now. LPRC said they were receiving $4 million from storage from that. With B Mountain investment, LPRC only getting less than $1 million a year out of storage from that. But B Mountain is the only company that paying 7 cents to the government when everybody else paying 30 cents. So the B Mountain thing is a bad deal. My thing is this government campaign on revisiting those contracts. What has happened in 2 years? That's where I'm coming from. Whether it's the weird government, whether it's a Salif government, whichever government did it, fine. But you came to the Liberian people and say, we will revisit this contract. What has happened in 2 years? That's my question. And more, yes, I raised the issue. The matter of fact, I just raised the issue last week, and the committee reported yesterday on the scene be mounting their trucks and everything using on that road, not paying road fund. The committee reported and said that Dylan and I spoke against that report yesterday, and we're ordering a new report on it. So yes, we will speak on it. On the issue of Carrasco, yes, Carrasco, thank you. Again, the government officials that are insulting us. I mean, nothing strange. I mean, one of the persons that were on Facebook accusing me, even when he was appointed, people thought he was coming for a confirmation hearing. They sent information how he was selling car, he stole car, then he sold car. I'm going to go on the air and say, oh, you stole car, your investment commission.
Oh, you mean buy? No, buy actually stole from me. So that one, I've said it a minute.
So I saw go on the air now. So Julius, so every so go respond to that report. Don't say what thing.
That boss still get my 3K inside.
In a serious government. Any serious government thing, Chris will be a vassal to the president. It means any serious government, that's all that person go respond to Judah. I can't waste my time on the people.
Okay.
But at the appropriate time, they will feel the wrath of the legislature.
Thanks so kindly, sir, for accepting our invite.
Thanks to all my friends for the callers, those that are critical. 2029, my brother, we talk 2029, 2029. Let you for now.
Youth of bombing. What are your plans? The boy has
a lot, Judas, a lot. We continue our scholarship program. We still have students from bombing in India on our personal scholarship. We are still investing in people in around Liberia on scholarship. No. We're still doing a lot.
See you. So, it's okay. Go and answer that call. That's how we go. My name is Julius J. We're out. Tomorrow is another day.